Chapter 100. Where is Sheng? Betrayal, betrayal, betrayal. Sheng asked 3 times. The large number of men he brought with him betrayed him 3 times. In the blink of an eye, only 300 giant dragons and 300 sub-dragons were left to be loyal to themselves. Sheng's face showed despair. Was he really unfit to be the crown prince? In a short while, almost all of them betrayed me. But at this moment, he shouted, the force sees over 10,000 dragons. Actually not a head out, not a head to support himself. In an instant, Sheng felt his front, instantly all black down. Good one combed clean. Sheng revealed a wave of miserable bitter laughter. When Sheng was driven down from the position of prince, he was only angry, not yet disheveled, because Sheng firmly believed that he would always have a day to rise again. Because, among the dragons, there is a large number of dragons' heart towards himself. He's just not willing to dragon family infighting. If he was to raise his arm and call, certainly 10,000 dragons respond. But at this moment, Sheng only twilight found. Originally, everything is their own thinking too much. No one to support themselves. Only behind this chat 300 dragons, 300 sub-dragons. I really not suitable to be the prince. Sheng faced a wave of pessimism. Suddenly, Sheng's face changed. No. Where is Uncle Lin? Where's Uncle Jen? They didn't come. Why didn't they come? Sheng glared at the punching heaven palace. Them, her. Brother Wonk, what do you think? If I were in your place, what would you do? Sheng's voice came again. There was still no positive answer, but, in Sheng's ears, his face changed wildly. You killed them. You killed Uncle Lin. You killed Uncle Jen. Sheng, they have watched you grow up. You actually killed them. Sheng's entire body was about to explode. They're not dead yet. Sheng's voice came at the right time, instantly dousing the fire in Sheng's body. Not dead, not dead. Sheng stared at the punching hall. However, it's almost the same. Instigating internal civil unrest within the Dragon Clan, such as conspiracy against the Dragon Clan, is a capital offense, Sheng coldly said. A capital offense? No. How can Uncle Lin and Uncle Jen die? Sheng, don't kill them. They are our closest people. Don't kill them. Sheng, however, revealed a wave of despair and said, Brother Wonk, as I said earlier, we have also grown up, not only physically, mentally. It is also time to open up. Made a mistake. Will eventually be punished. Don't care to be more intimate with you and I, Brother Wonk. I hope you can recognize the situation. Sheng's voice refused to rise. Crown Prince, fight them? A giant dragon behind Sheng despaired. Roar. The opposite group of dragons roared for a while. It was obvious that the fight simply could not afford to fight. At the end of the road, the heroes were short of breath. The battle for the crown. Prince had never been brutal, no matter in which race it was. Spell, die together. No, will only support their own. All the dragons all slaughtered. Sheng still not a little loss. Crown Prince. How could we have lost? How could we have lost? Crown Prince. We will always support you. You are our Crown Prince. We only recognize you. Crown Prince, if you let me die, I'll never blink, because, in my heart, I only recognize you. The 300 giant dragons and 300 scaly dragons expressed their last loyalty to Sheng in despair. It seemed as if they were about to be killed. The loyalty within their hearts completely exploded out. Sheng looked at the loyal gazes of one of his subordinates, and in an instant his eyes moistened. These dragons who were the most loyal to him. In the past, he had not treated them well, but he had brought them into a desperate situation and substituted them into despair. You won't die. With me here. You won't die. Uncle Jen can't die either. Uncle Lin and the others can't die either. Sheng gritted his teeth in trembling. Who are you? Steeply. Sheng twisted his head, and with a wave of grief and anger, He looked towards the punching heaven palace. Ao Shen, you won. Ha 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 ha, my good brother. You won, I admit it. You're the Dragon Clan's prince now. So everything's fine like this, right? I admit it. But you can't kill them. Uncle Jen and Uncle Lin inside the Dragon Palace. They can't be killed either. Count as a brother. Count as a brother. With a wave of unwillingness, Ao Shen closed his eyes. Count for my brother to beg you. Ao Shen said in a humiliatingly sad voice. Crown Prince, don't, let's fight Ao Sheng. Crown Prince, don't give in to him. I have a rotten life. The group of dragons roared, as if they were going to charge towards the heavenly hall regardless of everything, to salvage Ao Shen's last dignity. Stop. Ao Shen let out a roar. The group of dragons stopped, instantly, and said in a sad voice, Crown Prince. Ao Shen looked towards the punching heaven palace. Ao Sheng, did you hear me? Did you hear what I said? There was a moment of silence in the punching heaven hall, and the dragons were silent. After a while, a sigh came from within the punching heaven hall. Brother Wong, you and I are brothers. We shouldn't have pushed you so hard, but it's about the rise and fall of the dragon race. There are times when I have to harden my heart. You want me to release all the dragons involved in the rebellion? Is that all? Not bad. As long as you let them go, you can do whatever you want me to do, Ao Shen said with a sad voice. Brother Wong, I have an island estate in the North Sea. Please, Brother Wong, how about living there from now on? I will send the dragons to serve you, in addition to not being able to leave that island. Above the island. Let you how to arrange. How? Ao Sheng faintly said. You want to put me under house arrest? Ao Shen said with a hint of unwillingness. Brother Wong, there is only so much I can do. Ao Sheng's sigh came from within the punching heaven hall. As Ao Shen's face turned ugly, he laughed bitterly up to the sky. Ao Sheng, my good brother. Ha 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 ha, my good brother. Ha 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 ha. Crown Prince, don't listen to him. He wants to harm you. Let's fight him. A group of loyal subordinates said in grief. Ao Shen shook his head and said, he doesn't dare. Father is still alive. He doesn't dare. He just dragged you all into this. The Sin Dragon status can't be eliminated in a short period of time. Ooh, we are not worthy of death. The Crown Prince's identity is honorable. How can it be? A group of loyal giant dragons cried out. Becoming a king and losing a bandit. Oh, I finally understand the meaning of this phrase. Become a king and lose the enemy. It's really true. Ao Sheng, I promise you your request. Uncle Jen, Uncle Lin, all the people in the Dragon Clan who support me. You are not allowed to trouble them anymore. No, Ao Shen hissed, as if he was shouting out his last shred of dignity. Brother Wong, don't worry. Although I have no choice but to do so, I don't want them to really die. You can eliminate my concerns. They will absolutely still be alive. You and I are brothers. I don't want to do it myself. You are the former prince, and the other dragons are not qualified to make a move against you. Do it yourself. Seal your cultivation. Today's matter ends here. Ao Sheng's voice came again. The surroundings were silent. Countless watching cultivators had long since widened their eyes. Sima Changkong's place. My lord, this Ao Sheng is still quite dignified, merely house arresting Ao Shen. Yes, if I were Ao Shen, I would also be able to accept this fact, being under house arrest, HMPH. When the Dragon King comes out, he will be able to rise again. Yes, as long as the Dragon King doesn't give the word, Ao Shen will still have a chance, as long as the people who support him are alive. What else is important? A crowd of subordinates praised this Ao Sheng's temperament and Ao Shen's ability to bend and bend. Only Sima Changkong opened his mouth. It can't be. Could it really be that an open heaven palace was settled just like this? Sima Changkong wore a bitter smile of surprise. Boom! With a palm, Ao Shen slapped on his head, and instantly, colorful rays of light emerged down his body and went straight to his head, as if forming a forbidden system. imprinted on top of his head. Buzz! Ao Shen's body trembled violently, and his entire body shriveled considerably. Sealing the heavenly palace. Ao Shen has sealed his heavenly palace. The power of the three souls. It can't be mobilized. Someone gave an appalled account. Crown Prince, a group of loyal subordinates cried out in grief. Having sealed the heavenly palace, now, I've sealed my dungeon. Ao Sheng, watch this, Ao Shen said in a cold voice. Boom. Steeply, a purple light emerged from both palms and went straight to the 5 viscera. Boom. Seal the heart orifices. Seal the liver orifice. Seal the lung orifices. Seal the spleen orifice. Seal the kidney orifice. Boom. Seal the dantian. Boom. Ao Shen sealed his entire body's cultivation, and immediately lost all his cultivation, landing on top of the plaza of the Punching Heaven Palace. The group of dragons immediately revealed a wave of grief. The prince, in order to save themselves, suffered such humiliation. At this moment, the group of dragons to Ao Shen, but more and more loyal to the general, one by one, the face of hatred. Sooner or later, one day, such as the Dragon King out, as long as Ao Shen Prince a call, we will certainly give up our lives. Ao Sheng, now can it? Ao Shen sealed his cultivation, but at this moment, he laughed out frankly. It was as if his whole body was relaxed. Alas, Brother Wong, come in, don't worry, what I said will definitely count. Ao Sheng's voice came again. Ao Shen took a deep breath and slowly walked towards the Punching Heaven Palace. At this moment, on the plaza of the Punching Heaven Palace, Guqin led the civil and military officials to make way. Just now Ao Shen, that self-sealing scene really shocked a lot of people. Guqin can't help but almost give a thumbs up. Real manor, ruthless to the enemy, more ruthless to themselves. With heavy footsteps, Ao Shen walked step by step towards the heavenly palace. Who? Stepping forward, Ao Shen stepped inside the Punching Heavenly Hall, and after taking a few steps forward, he immediately saw the scene inside the Punching Heavenly Hall. However, he saw that there were only 3 people inside the Heaven Charging Hall. Gu Hai, Mu Chen, and Gu Chen. Apart from Gu Hai, Mu Chen, and Gu Chen both stared blankly at Ao Shen. This tricked its way in. Mu Chen rubbed his eyes, still somewhat disbelieving. Gu Hai, you actually came back. Where's Ao Sheng? Where's Ao Sheng? Ao Shen said blankly. Brother Wong, don't recognize me. Gu Hai smiled faintly. On the side, Gu Chen fluctuated the void zither strings, and Gu Hai's voice instantly turned into Ao Sheng's voice. Ao Shen's head didn't turn for a moment, and was stunned for a moment. Then his face turned white and red for a moment, becoming wonderful and unbelievable as he stared wide-eyed and said, You. Quang tilde. Steeply, the gate of the heavenly punching hall closed and rose with a bang. The moment Ao Shen stepped into the heaven charging hall and the gate closed, those group dragons who were loyal to Ao Shen suddenly changed their faces. What for? The dragons shouted. Right at this moment, Ao Shen's voice once again came from the heaven charging hall. I'm going to miss my words today. If the dragon tribe wants to have a long-lasting peace, there can't be any rebels appearing, and rebels should be put to death. What? 300 giant dragons? 300 sub-dragons' eyes glared. Ao Sheng, you villain! The group of dragons roared at once. The group of dragons who have just abandoned the darkness, listen, since you have abandoned the darkness, take out your proof. Prove that you and this group of rebels are incompatible. Now is the moment for you to prove. This group of rebels, not one of them will be left behind. All of them will be put to death. Use their blood to clean your sins. Give me to kill. Also, the other dragon clans, not allowed to intervene. Ao Sheng's voice came again. Roar. Steeply, the group of dragons that had just sided with Ao Sheng suddenly roared up. Their faces showed ferocity. Of course, there were some dragons that showed intolerance, but at this moment, It was no longer a question of intolerance. This was a very serious political issue. If they were not to be killed, how could they make themselves at peace? Offended, offended. Become a king and lose. It's your own choice. It's not our fault. Sorry, ong, boom. In the sky above the sky surfing palace, the group of dragons frantically fought each other. Under the huge melee, dark clouds steeply covered the sky and rolling thunderstorms burst down. Ancient Kinduli opened the grand formation to prevent the palace from being damaged. Roar, die for me, kill. Under Prince Cao Sheng's order, the dragons of the four seas were not allowed to intervene, and the sky hit the sky in an instant. Countless watching cultivators immediately fled in all directions, screaming in shock. After all, the power of the aftermath was too ferocious. And where Sima Changkong was, Prince Cao Sheng went back on his word. It's normal. The battle for the crown prince is never brutal. There's no benevolence or morality at this time. As long as one's position is stable, all morals can be torn down. A crowd of subordinates judged Cao Sheng's order. Only Sima Changkong saw it clearly, revealing a trace of bitterness at this moment, not knowing how to speak for a moment. Cao Sheng crisis. This is even lifted. Cao Sheng actually being step by step, forced into the desperate situation, forced to death, and all the way to the end. The face, actually our only imaginary enemy. Yes, an imaginary enemy, a character created by Gu Hai, a character that is not real. Then, this character that wasn't real, forced the group of dragons into a desperate situation, and forced Cao Sheng to his death. Without spending a single soldier, Ancient Sea destroyed the terrified dragon army. When he came, Sima Changkong had guessed many possibilities, but how could he not expect that it would be this result? Relying on one mouth, will the dragon army fold away? Gu Hai's mouth is worth thousands of troops and horses.